Assalamu alaikum. My name is Aisha Siddiq. I am student of MPhil Parasitology from University of Agriculture, Faisalabad. My topic of discussion is control of cystic echinococcus, current and future perspectives. It is a serious life-threatening, neglected zoonotic disease that occurs in both developing and developed countries. It is a major public health and economic problem throughout the world. Control with decline in transmission to human is a real goal. Human cystic echinococcus cases get more attention from clinicians, but for definitive control, the coordination with the veterinarians and policymakers is required. Control measures need good personal hygiene, avoid ingestion of sheep viscera by the dogs, deworming, vaccination of intermediate and definitive hosts, reduction in the dog population, better health education, and chemotherapy. Characterization of etiologic agent in different areas is compulsory in order to determine the transmission and control programs as antigenic variability in echinococcus is affecting the biology, pathology, host specificity, and sensitivity to the chemotherapeutics. As a result, design and development of vaccines against echinococcus granulosis is also affecting. Control programs like animal vaccination, dehelminthization of the definitive host, and education programs should be applied to accomplish the goal. Let's have some introduction. Echinococcus, cystic echinococcus or hydatidosis is a parasitic infection caused by cestode of the family Taenidae. The parasite causes zoonotic disease in the humans. Echinococcus granulosis required two mammal hosts to complete its life cycle. The adult tapeworm is found in small intestine of the dogs and other canines, while the larval stage is located in the viscera of the ungulates and especially sheep, goats, and cattle. An economic effect of echinococcus arises from its impact on the health of individual peoples, losses in productivity of livestock, and decrease in the regional economies, and also in public health, where costs are incurred in attempting to control the disease. In case of livestock associated economic losses include direct costs resulting from the condemnation of the infected viscera as well as indirect costs due to the decreased productivity, while there are costs associated with the parasite's impact on the animal. Echinococcus granulosis should be considered primarily a health problem. Similarly, the human-associated economic losses include both direct and indirect costs. Direct costs include costs associated with the diagnosis, treatment, and follow-up care. Indirect costs include costs associated with the treatment, related travel expenses, lost wages, and decreased productivity due to echinococcus granulosis, related morbidity and mortality. The aim of cystic echinococcus control was to manage the disease within primary healthcare systems and ultimately eliminate it as a public health problem. Here we apply the following principles for the control of echinococcus granulosis. Control, eliminate, and eradicate. Control is a reduction in incidence, prevalence, morbidity, or mortality to a locally acceptable for public health level as a result of deliberate efforts. Continued measures are required to maintain the reduction. Elimination is the reduction to zero of the incidence of a disease as a public health problem as a result of deliberate efforts. Continued measures are required, while in the case of eradication, permanent reduction to zero of the incidence of infection caused by cystic echinococcus result of deliberate efforts. Intervention measures are no longer needed. Here are different control strategies to control the cystic echinococcus. Treatment, chemotherapy, immunobiological control, management, and others. Treatment includes surgical and non-surgical methods. Surgical methods help to resect the cyst, while non-surgical methods are palliative treatments. Chemotherapy includes the deworming of dogs and sheep. Deworming frequency of 2 or more per year will reduce or decrease in the number of cases in people. It is required first to identify human population at risk and farms and villages with persistent level of transmission. Second, to determine the speed of reinfection in dogs so that the frequency of deworming can be adjusted to local epidemiological characteristics. Immunobiological control. Vaccination of sheep, vaccination of the definitive host. Vaccination of sheep will produce a decrease in the number of cysts in sheep and in number of cystic kynocosis in infected sheep. But in case of vaccination of definitive host, a vaccine that limits a Echinococcus granulus egg production in dogs would provide a valuable option for control of cystic Echinococcus. The potential for effective vaccination of definitive host against Echinococcus granulus is uncertain at that time. Other strategies include control through dog population reduction, removal of older sheep, and health education. Control through dog population reduction. The reduction in the population of unwanted dog is another recommended strategy to control this zoonosis. Although its effect on the prevalence of infection in the dog is not clear. Owned and unowned dogs have been shown to be a major source of the Echinococcus species infection in developing countries. Unowned dogs are the most challenging category in dog population management for the control of zoonotic disease. Unowned dogs are those that do not have an owner, including dogs whose owner cannot readily be identified. Control of unowned dogs can be done in various ways if funds are available. Fertility control is likely to be the most effective procedure and ethically if approved in developing countries. Nevertheless, dog fertility control might not culturally accepted in some rural communities, particularly for male castration. Removal of older sheep. It is well established that in endemic areas of echinococcus, the prevalence, abundance, cyst size, and fertility of hydatid cyst in the sheep and goat increase with the age. This means that most of the infective parasite biomass is in the oldest animals in the population, and it is these animals that pose the greatest risk of infection to the dogs. So the older sheep should be removed. Health education for the prevention of cystic echinococcus appears generally not to lead a significant reduction in the transmission, but provide an important avenue to enable the endemic rural communities to accept and participate in fast-track vertical cystic echinococcus control programs. The support of education programs that promote adopting healthy practices such as not feeding raw offal to the dog is important for control programs. Under management, here are few strategies as personal hygiene. Always wash your hand before eating. Improved diagnosis as present by PCR and ELISA are in use for the proper diagnosis. And infected viscera. Don't allow to eat the dogs, the infected viscera of the livestock. In case of control of cystic echinococcus, here are some future challenges. The future challenges are due to the lack of effective strategies, vaccine efficacy in the definitive host, that is the canine, to intercept the transmission chain to the humans. Technological improvements are made in the diagnosis of canine, genetic characterization of strains, and vaccination in animals since the introduction of present and past control campaigns. But there is a need of active surveillance seeking for human cystic echinococcus cases as a requirement in every control and prevention program. Thank you so much. This is all from my side. Any questions?